Tonight's very special Flula Makes 5 is brought to you with limited commercial interruption. Boom.
What the? How could? Who the? When did? Where in the?
Good morning!
Is it really?
Uh-oh, did someone wake up on the wrong side of the street this morning?
I was just fine when I woke up. It was a day like any other day. But then I made the mistake of looking at social media. Man, oh man, does Corky Webster tick me off.
Who's Corky Webster, honey?
Oh, you remember Corky Webster from middle school?
Sort of. I haven't thought about Corky in years.
Either have I. Except that he's constantly posting the dumbest, most offensive comments online.
Oh, honey, turn off the social media. It's Thanksgiving. Something smells delicious, Flula.
Oh, danke, Kelly. Perhaps it is the 2 turkeys I'm roasting. Or perhaps it is the 2 Faberfluget pies I'm baking.
2 turkeys and 2 pies for just the 5 of us?
Oh, yes, so that there will be sloppy seconds, and dirty thirds, and filthy fourths, and even filthier fifths. And 6 sixths. 6 and 6 sixths. Oh.
Have you been up all night cooking?
Oh, 9. Just since the wee hours. You know, the hour when Mitch gets up to tinkle.
What the? Who?
Are you having a stroke, Mitchell?
I'm not having a stroke. I just can't believe what an idiot Corky turned out to be.
Cam, what's up, my dude?
Yo, gobble gobble.
Cam, do you want to invite Lance over to watch the parade with us?
Oh, I am not talking to Lance.
What happened with Lance?
We got into a big fight. He said I was lame to like Thunder Woman because when she's flying around in her invisible rocket, everyone could see her up in the sky, just sitting in the cockpit and zipping all around because she's not invisible.
Oh, yes, so much invisible zipping, right?
When obviously the Superhero League wouldn't issue a rocket that rendered her still visible. Because what would be the point? I mean, clearly her plane makes like an invisible envelope or whatever. It's stupid, right?
Well, that's one word for it.
He's always arguing and putting me down, and now we're not friends anymore. Lance is canceled. Lanceled.
Oh, now, son, you shouldn't go throwing away a valuable friendship over a simple misunderstanding.
Especially at this time of year.
Oh, I understood him perfectly. And that's why we are not friends anymore.
It's important to have friends with different viewpoints. That's how we broaden our horizons. You can't just write people off. Okay, that's it. Now I am having a stroke. A keystroke. Corky Webster, you are unfriended.
Oh, great example, Dad.
What? No, this is different. Corky Webster and I haven't been friends since we were your age.
Oh, this is just like the time the pot didn't call the kettle back.
But this is totally different.
Is it one of those do as I say, do not do where I eat kind of times?
It's not that.
Coffee? Black from the kettle?
Oh, yes, thank you.
Striking while the irony is hard?
No, this is totally different. I don't even know Corky anymore. And we were never even all that close.
You are not the go pee in the ponds kind of friends?
I mean, we went to each other's birthdays and spent the nights at each other's houses sometimes, but this was a long time ago, ancient history. What's going on down at City Hall? Turn it up, Cam.
Details remain sketchy at this hour, but what we do know is this. During the night, vandals destroyed the town's beloved Otto the Otter statue.
What? The Otto the Otter statue is gone?
In City Hall, where they have erected a new makeshift statue in Otto's place that appears to be an octopus.
That's
Otto
right,
is
Charlie.
gone?
And we're just learning that the demonstrators here are calling themselves Octopi Onken.
Octopi Waddy?
These days life moves so very fast. The future quickly turns into the distant past. With so little time to spend in our lives, might you have room in your hearts for 5? Could there be room for one more heart? We could light up the world or we glow in the 'cause dreams come true.
Flula Makes 5 is filmed before a live studio audience.
That's right, Charlie. And we're just learning that the demonstrators here are calling themselves Octopi Onken.
Octopo, what?
Octopi onkin? Now that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. So far. Today. It's the dumbest thing I've heard so far today.
But the day is still yawning. Like, it is just waking up. Yes, hello, what?
Okay, it's now the second dumbest thing I've heard so far today.
Octopiers, as they prefer to be identified,
Or identified, right?
seem to be calling out Onken's checkered 8-borough heritage.
I can't believe people are still drudging up this 8 boroughs nonsense. It's ancient history. Let it go, people.
Mascot War of 1990, back when there were 8 town mascots. We had Otto the Otter, Orky the Orca, Ouchie the Owl, Ox the Ox, Oive the Oyster, and Kepasa the Opossum.
That's only 7.
And Elaine Ostrich.
And Elaine Ostrich. I always forget Elaine.
Everyone forgets Elaine.
Is that Otto's head?
Look away, Cam.
Yes, it looks like the statue of Otto is now Otto Parks.
This is insanity. Who would do this to a beloved statue of an otter? And on Thanksgiving, it positively
Google's the mind, right?
boggles. It boggles the mind.
No, it Googles. You know, it searches your brain. Like, beep, boop, boop, I am searching, but where is the answer? You know, I cannot find it. And why? Because there isn't any answer.
I like that, Flula. It does Google the mind.
Danke, Kelly. Boggle is a children's game.
All this mascot nonsense was settled eons ago. The city held a vote to pick one official mascot, and Otto the Otter won, fair and
The
square.
vote to pick one official mascot, and Otto the Otter won, fair and square.
You know, I really like this anchorman fellow, Charlie Wentwright. Very astute man, really tells it like it is.
Stay with us for continuing 8-sided coverage of the Octopi Onken riots.
There's already a theme song? Is this really all they're gonna show today? We don't even get to see the parade?
You know, Cam, next year on this day, you'll be studying this day in school.
Great. History. They just keep making more of the stuff.
This day will need to be studied. Those who do not study history are doomed to repeat it.
Come again?
Those who do not study history are doomed to repeat it.
I had to repeat geometry. Cantor's leaky teepee always made me have to go
We're
pee-pee.
hearing online chatter falsely claiming that Otto's eyes were somehow secretly hypnotizing the city.
Oh my God.
Mom, I'm scared.
I know, honey, we all are. But we're safe here. We're fortunate to be far, far away from the violence. We live in a good neighborhood where people are respectful.
Look, on the TV, is that?
Oh my God, I'd recognize that torso anywhere.
Long Paul?
What is Long Paul doing at Octopi Onken? Why on earth is Long Paul down there? What possible reason could he have to be a part of this?
Well, we've always known Long Paul holds some unusual beliefs.
And it is not the first time we have not seen Long Paul eye to eye. And he has hit his head many, many times. I've witnessed it.
I tell you, you live next door to someone, think you know a guy.
Now as an octopi spokesperson, careful sir, don't hit your head on these lights.
I'm fine.
Long Paul is their spokesman?
Welcome, sir. Would you please tell us your name?
You can call me Long Pat. Long Pat.
And please note we're not showing Mr. Long Pat's face to protect his identity.
He should be ashamed to show his face.
Onken's outer burrowers have been ignored for far too long. Our new town motto shall henceforth be, one Onken, tentacles everywhere.
Okay, now that That is now officially the dumbest thing I've ever heard so far today.
What's our city's slogan now?
Oh, Onken, home to the automotive industry. Okay, so it's not great either, but it was voted on. And these things should be decided by elections and committees, not by mob rule.
Oh no, it appears a group of counter-protesters have arrived.
Yes, Charlie. This group is calling themselves the Autocrats.
We're going to back up here a bit for our own safety.
Oh, Mitch, this is really escalating.
These octoloonies are going to destroy the whole city.
These octoloonies are gonna destroy the whole city. City Hall, physically separating the two factions and restoring calm for the moment.
Was anyone gonna wake me up?
Good morning, Haley. Happy Thanksgiving.
Or at least make sure I was still breathing?
I decided to let you sleep in.
Donka, Mommy. I was having dreams about turkey.
Turkey is for laters, but I shall make you some taters. And eggs.
Hashtag, I'm here for it.
Come to the kitchen.
Can we watch Kablooey while we eat?
Oh, I don't think Kablooey is on today.
All right, because Thanksgiving.
Dang it. Oh, hello, Long Paul. Standing outside my window.
Hi, Flula. Hey, little one.
Hey, big one.
Happy Thanksgiving, Long Paul. Hey, we saw you on TV earlier.
Yes, sir. Out there supporting my community.
Oh, hello, Long Paul.
Happy Thanksgiving, Kel. Mitch?
You've got some nerve, mister. Some nerve. My kids loved Otto.
What happened to Otto?
Come on, Haley, let's eat our breakfast in the dining room.
I like otters.
Well, I'm sorry you feel that way, Mitch. And I'm sure your kids will come to love Octy the octopus just as much.
Come on, Hales.
I like octopuses.
The town voted on a mascot, and Otto won. Fair and square.
Oh, in that referendum where the borough that has the most residents beat out all the other little guys? That fair and square election?
Yes, that one.
Otto only represented one township. He wasn't elected. He was installed.
Following a vote. Yes, that's the way we do things in America.
Well, that don't make it right. Not this time.
Well, if you didn't like it, you should have gathered signatures and gotten a new referendum on the next ballot. Follow due process.
Must be nice, huh? Having the world always work for you.
What's that supposed to mean?
I bet you go into stores and find lots of pants that fit you and shoes that fit too. Lots of options.
Mitch, you are highly average.
What does that have to do with anything?
I'm just saying you don't have to think about big picture things because you already get your way. Borough 1 has the nice paved streets and the fancy street lights and all the best parks. You might ought to try walking a mile in another man's
Pants?
shoes. In his shoes.
Shoes? So without pants then?
Yeah.
That statue you and your friends destroyed today meant a lot to a lot of people.
He meant different things to different people. A group of us got together on message boards.
Oh, here we go.
And we realized there were a lot of us that were upset. A majority even, maybe.
Well, don't forget, you live in Borough 1 too, just like we do.
No, sir, I do not. In fact, I'm standing happily in Borough 2 at this very moment.
The dividing line runs between our two houses?
Right on our property line. When my granddaddy built this house, there was a big fence. Borough 2 here's where all the farming once was. Now, we're just a borough fair. A place people like you drive through on your way to work or on your way to buy your size 32 pants at the mall.
Well, we're all one city now. One Onken. Have been for decades.
And Octy represents all of us. Old wounds fester. And that oughter bother you.
What bothers me is you people resorting to violence, and on Thanksgiving of all days.
Huh. You people? Yeah, I'll read you. Loud and clear.
I meant you people as in vandals and outlaws, because that's where I draw the line.
Well, I guess there's nothing else to say then.
I guess there's not.
Oh, look, you are agreeing. Oh, it is a Thanksgiving miracle.
Before we part ways forever, allow me to just return your lawnmower.
On the roof. Great. Real mature. Real.
And your grill.
Real nice. Probably hopes I'll break my neck climbing up the ladder to...
Oh, and Your ladder.
Well, since you've been so thoughtful, please allow me to return your bowling ball.
Hey, watch it now.
I hope it's waterproof.
What if you'd hit Sally with that? You could have killed Sally if she'd been in the pool.
Well, I'm glad she wasn't. I'm really glad she wasn't.
Just because you don't see her doesn't mean she's not there. In this case, she wasn't, but she could have been.
I lost my head there. I'm sorry. See, I can admit when I'm wrong.
So can I, if and when I'm ever wrong.
Okay, now, guys, let's both count to 31,400.
Did you know there wasn't one single study conducted to prove that statue wasn't hypnotizing the entire city?
You know what? I've heard just about enough of this nonsense. So long, Paul. So long, Paul.
So long indeed. If you need me, I'll be out there fighting. For all of us.
Watch out, Long Paul. Don't hit your head on the gutters.
I'm fine. Let freedom ring. Let freedom ring.
Knock, knock. Anyone home? Neighborhood patrol.
Officers Al. Oh, look, everyone. It's all the Als.
Howdy, folks. I'm Officer Al, and this is my brother, Officer Other Al, and my other brother, Officer Another Al.
You know, you don't have to introduce yourselves every time you come over.
Policy, sir. We're out checking on all the neighbors. It's been a troubling day. Everything here, Copacabana?
Copacetic. It's copacetic.
Copacetic? Nah, that's diarrhea medicine.
We're just fine, officers. Thank you. I wish I'd known you were coming. I would have made sticky buns.
Oh, that's so kind of you, Miss R, but we're actually not hungry today.
Well, this day just keeps getting weirder and weirder.
Well, if everything is diarrhea here, if everything is okay here.
And diarrhea-free, we better run along and go check on the other neighbors.
Officer Al? And Officer Other Al? And another Al?
Yes, Cam?
Thanks for coming to check on us. It's pretty neat.
Our pleasure, son. Good looking out.
You folks be careful out there.
Thank you, officers. Go check on all the other neighbors now. You might want to check on one neighbor in particular.
Mom, Dad's being performative again.
Perform a whatty-whatty?
You'd really turn in Long Paul?
If he broke the law, yes, I would.
Just for expressing his opinion?
Why are you taking his side? And I thought you loved Otto.
I did, but I guess I never knew he upset anyone so much.
None of us did, Cam. But despite how these protesters feel, they're wrong to attack the institutions we all hold so dear.
I held a deal once.
I thought you and Long Paul were friends, Daddy.
We are, honey. We were. We are. But if Long Paul broke the law, we have an obligation to report him.
But he gives me piggyback rides.
We still care about Long Paul, Haley. And yes, Cam, it's true. He is entitled to his beliefs.
To a point. It's sad that he's been led down the rabbit hole to...
Or maybe more like the giraffe hole. Do you get it? Because he's so very tall, like the giraffe.
I like giraffes.
I just can't believe this is what society has come to. Everyone is so damn entitled these days. It's all my way or the highway. Don't cross my line in the sand. I swear it's like every single issue nowadays has to blow up into the sky is falling. If people keep making mountains out of
bumps in the road,
I tell you, one day when the sky really is falling, there'll be no outrage left.
It will be just like the little boy who cried woof woof.
Wolf. You mean the little boy who cried wolf?
No, that is not... What, the little boy cried wolf wolf? Well, that does not sound like a thing that makes sense. No.
It seems the occupiers are apparently now calling for the outer boroughs to secede from the city.
Secession? Really? There need to be consequences for this insurrection. That's what this is becoming.
In my country, too, there once was a giant erection.
Do you mean an insurrection, Flula?
No, a giant erection. A big wall just shot right up one day, and it did divide the peoples of my country into opposing fractions.
I think you mean opposing factions.
No, fractions. The wall fractioned up the land into halfsies. My great-uncle went out one wall-less day for milk, and when he went to try and come back home, he could not, because there was now a wall in his way. He tried to walk around it, but all there was for kilometers and kilometers was Wall Street times. He finally drank the milk alone and never did get back home to his loopy fruits.
That must have been very hard on your ancestors, Flula. I'm sorry.
Danke, Mitch. Yes, the erection was very hard.
What's hard is seeing neighbors pitted against neighbors.
Do the people in Burrow 2 celebrate Thanksgiving?
Of course they do, Haley. The people on the TV and us, we're all much more alike than we are different. That's important to remember.
I tell you, nowadays, where one person sees green, another sees...
Chickens?
I was going to say gold, but sure. It really does Google the mind.
Indeed, I do have also some fear that things may soon reach past the oiling point.
You mean the boiling point?
Oh no, a boiling point can be removed from the burning man. The oiling point is where the hated grime has built up into more rustic times. And oil now can no longer even help the joints, and then they will break away. And when things become so crusted they stop fitting together, they most need the essence oil, which is love.
You know, that actually makes a lot of sense. This country is at an oiling point.
We need to start listening to each other again, and I'm guilty too. I was too hard on Long Paul. I don't condone his tactics, but I should have listened to his grievances. Hell, I should have at least known he had grievances. What was that?
Breaking news, we're learning that the autocrats have cut power to Burrow 2 in a retaliatory strike.
Cut their power?
Yes, cut their power, which means, well, I suppose it means I'm now free to reveal that I've never been a fan of Burrow 2. But let's just keep that a secret, townsfolk. Just like the locals did for Hannah Montagna.
Oh, wow! The lights are out up the whole block! But, like, just to the north.
What will Long Paul and Sally do for Thanksgiving now?
I don't know, honey. That's a thoughtful question. Actually, I do know. Neighbors show up for each other in times of need, and that's exactly what we'll do. Long Paul and Sally will have Thanksgiving dinner here with us.
I think that's a wonderful idea. And thanks to Flula, we have plenty of food.
We shall have sloppy seconds and dirty thirds all at the once.
It's time for me to be the bigger man.
Bigger than Long Paul? Because, you know, that's a tall order there, Mitch, if you catch my drifting.
Can I invite Lance and his dad? Their power must be out too.
Of course, son. Lance and his dad are always welcome here. And let's invite the owls. Let's invite the whole neighborhood. It's time for all of us to stop building walls.
And start mending offenses.
I think you mean, nope. You know what? That's exactly right, Flula. It is indeed time to start mending offenses.
This will be our new annual tradition, a true open house.
I love this idea. I wish we could invite that Charlie Wentwright anchorman fellow, too. Such an astute man.
Flula, will you help me bring in the big table from the garage? The biggest one. And I guess we'll need all the little ones, too. We'll put them together to make one giant table.
I am already feeling the same feeling about the things you have said as well. We do it.
You know what? That's not the dumbest thing I've heard today.
Everyone, dig out.
This is a dope spread, Mr. and Mrs. R.
And it's awful nice of you to host all us owls.
Indeed, this is a lovely home you have here, Mitch and Kelly. Thank you for the invite.
It's our pleasure. We're so glad all of you could be here tonight.
Here, here.
Long Paul, are you sure you and Sally don't want to come inside?
Yes, Long Paul, aren't you cold out there?
Nah, we're fine outside.
Yeah, we're not really, ceiling fans. Do you get it? Tall people humor.
Everyone? Okay, now that we're all here together, I'd like to propose a toast. To friends and neighbors. These days when everybody has their picket fences and their privacy hedges and those doorbells that are really cameras, it's easy to lose that personal connection to community. We are the fabric of society. I appreciate that you folks come over in person to say hi and sometimes to dent our gutters. You're our friends and neighbors, and I'm thankful for all of you. Cheers.
Cheers!
Here, here, Mitch. And I'm thankful there's no more fences between our respective boroughs.
I'm thankful for friends and stuffing. In that order.
What about you, Cam? What are you thankful for?
I guess I'm thankful for the day off from school. And for friends. One friend, anyway.
I'm thankful for high-speed car chases. Oh, sorry, I thought we were being honest.
Well, if we're being honest, I'm thankful for tenure and barfafluget.
And I am thankful for the asparagus and the fine print that allowed me here into all of your lives.
For 100 years.
But who can count?
I'm thankful for otterpuses.
Otterpuses, honey? What are those?
They're otters with 8 legs.
Otterpuses. Say, now there's an idea.
I could live with an otterpuss mascot. I mean, if everyone else could. That's a compromise that doesn't feel like
A compro-oromise?
It's a compromise that doesn't feel like a compromise.
And those are the best kind. I say we toast on it.
To
Otterpuses.
Maybe you're not all wrong about Thunder Woman.
I mean, okay, maybe you can see her. Pretty cool if you could, look up and see her butt.
But wait, Charlie, you're here, I'm here. Who's anchoring the news?
We put on a rerun.
Try some of the green beans, Haley.
Who has 2 big old legs and made a delicious corn pudding? That's right. I did. Try some.
Will you pass the stuffing, please?
Oh, ho, 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 ho. Jinx!
After you, good sir. After you.
I like turkeys. I do not like green beans.
Who made green beans part of their tradition?
Breaking news, Mitch reaches for the stuffing and the gravy. Oh, the humanity. What a meal he's concocting here.
Potatoes, please.
So true, though, honey.
Is there going to be dessert?
Oh, delicious. Oh, you guys have to. I would suggest mixing the fava-fluget with anything.
Okay, don't tell me what
Save 2 bites of the fava-fluget for me. Oh, I would love some gravy. Yes, please. Thank you, guys. Dear Councilman Horst Leitner, with regards to case number 398475, Flula Banker vs. Asparagus Crop, I write to report my latest very special improvement things as a human person. Today was a very special day, with very special people, confrontating very special issues. I learned that friendships are the most special ships, and that it is okay to sometimes feel differently with your special shipmates. This mixture of different very special feelings can add up to a bigger feeling, and that feeling is understanding. Until such time as you might allow me to return home to retrieve my lucky kazoo, I shall continue to do good things for good people with my heart. Yours sincerely, Flula Banker. Boom. We send it.
Flula Makes 5 is created and produced by Flula Borg, Alex Hinton, and Andy Wombwell. Tonight's episode written and directed by Andy Wombwell, starring Flula Borg as Flula Benker, John Lehr as Mitch, Julie Edwards as Kelly, Henry Cash as Cameron, Heidi Rowe as Haley, Russell Horning as Lance, and Jean-Pierre Livingston as Long Paul. Also starring Joey Lawrence as Officer Owl, Matthew Lawrence as Other Owl, and Andrew Lawrence as Another Owl. Tonight's special guests were Tamara Garfield as Christy Forsyth, Clare Grant as Long Tall Sally, and Seth Green as Charlie Wentwright. Produced, mixed, and edited by Jeffrey Gowins and Jordan Mills. Additional editing by Ben Acevedo. Produced by Tamara Garfield, Land Romo, and Aaron Steinberg. Graphics by Mark A. Ward. Cinematography by Cousin Hines. Original music by Aaron Steinberg as Captain Danger. Additional music by Jeffrey Gowins and Jordan Mills. If you enjoyed the show, please subscribe and consider leaving us a review on whichever podcast platform you use. For more information, please visit us at FlulaMakes5.com. This is Land Romo for Flula Makes 5. Copyright 2024. All rights reserved by Farfa Wuddy Wuddy, LLC.
Farfa Wuddy Wuddy?